All right. Welcome to the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast. Today, I want to talk about the top 10 business habits for business owner. Now, before we get into this today, I want to preface this because I think this is a common question that I often get asked, and it's this. Um, what are the best business habits out there? Oftentimes I'll ask my clients like, hey, what are your best business habits? And they usually refer to something that has nothing to do with a business habit. And
you are tuning in to the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with your host, Jesse Ewell. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle. Let's go.
Many times the answers I'll get are things like working out. Some of the other things is prayer. Some of the other things maybe, employees, just random things that I'm like, how do you even like do that? Somebody else is saying consistency. And I'm like, well, consistency in what? Because, consistency without something else beyond that, like consistency in marketing, consistency in, showing up this way in business, like you could consistently be doing the wrong things and they could be detrimental to your business. So as we get into this today, I want to talk about these 10 habits because these are things that, I did in my brick and mortar business that helped me grow that to multiple seven figures, being able to sell that. And then I was able to actually, apply these same principles to a virtual coaching business that allowed me to grow to seven figures there. So both of these have really allowed me to grow my business, understand them at a deeper level. And then obviously, the name of my business is Habit-Based Lifestyle, because I believe that when we adopt the right habits, whether it be in business, whether it be in our life, whether it be in our, fitness, whether it be in our, spirituality, this is ultimately what is going to set us up for success. And the better my habits are, the better I can, do things. So business, for some reason, I haven't heard a lot of people translate our habits to business to where, hey, if I do these things in my business on a day-to-day basis, this will affect my bottom line. This will affect my production. This will affect my revenue. And so these are the things that we're going to be talking about. So number one business habit, and these are not in any specific order, but I do believe that they kind of are at the same time. So when I wrote these out, I started thinking about, okay, what are the ones that have helped me the most and given me the most impact? The number one thing is having a daily goal review. Now, here's what I know. Most of us understand that if you're in business, you understand the importance of, setting goals. You understand the importance of having a why. You even understand the importance of a how. That's a whole nother episode. But beyond that, one thing that I would consistently see myself do is set these big goals, but I wouldn't actually look at them, every single day and have a goal review. So one of my top business habits is simply a daily goal review where it takes 1 to 2 minutes. I sit down and I'm like, okay, what are my goals that I'm working towards? What is the thing that I have to do today that's going to help me in these next 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days? And so that goal review is similar to looking at a map. And typically when we have a destination we're trying to get to, we usually start with, okay, here's where I'm starting and here's where I want to go. Now, if you didn't look at that map other than, on day 1 and day 90, chances are you would be so far off track that you would never be able to get to that destination, or it may take you the next year to get there. Now, having that daily goal review is no different than looking at a map and making sure that every single day you're on the right course, you're on the right track, and you're moving forward in the correct direction. So that daily goal review is probably the single most important thing beyond just setting goals and having a powerful why in your business. Now, number 2, is marketing. If you do not have a habit of marketing, you're going to struggle in your business. And this is for all the people that have told me that their number one marketing method is referrals. Referrals are not a marketing method. Referrals are a fulfillment process. If you're doing a good job with fulfillment, it's specifically why you're getting referrals. And so referrals are not a marketing tool. So marketing is simply driving in customers, driving in leads every single day to your business. And this is one of the single most important habits that you can have in your business, because if you can control the game of marketing, you can really control the growth in your business. You'll never have to worry about trying to find a new client. You'll never have to worry about not having enough money, because you will always have an influx of people coming into your business. And that is the number one way that you can begin to control your whole, revenue, your whole production in your business. And I will say this, that marketing is probably the single most important business habit that you're going to have in your business. The next one is going to be very important, but I believe that the first place we have to start as a business owner is marketing, because that controls everything else coming into our business. Now, the third business habit is going to be sales conversations. Now, this allows us to create sales opportunities on a day-to-day basis. If you can create sales opportunities, sales conversations every single day, that gives you opportunities to increase your revenue every single day and acquire a new client. And this is such a powerful thing. And I believe the marketing and sales are the two most important pieces when it comes to, production, and it comes to increasing the volume in our business. And when we can do these and control these at a high level, this allows me to be able to really open up anything else in my business. And it's the number one thing I see most business owners, especially health professionals and coaches, struggle with. And here's what I know. If you control these two things, you'll never have a shortage of revenue. You'll never have a shortage of clients. You'll never have a shortage of money, because these two things control everything else in your business. And, this is the two spots I see most business owners struggle. They may be really good at being a coach. They may be really good at being in fulfillment, giving people results, but where they are not so good, or where they lack, is the marketing and sales. And let's face it, in those industries, in the health professional industry and coaching, there's not a whole lot of time spent on the marketing aspect and the sales aspect of both of those things. But these are the two things that can take any business owner that's mediocre in coaching or in health professional, and this can make them elite at what they're doing. So do not underestimate the power of, sales opportunities, sales conversations on a day-to-day basis, and marketing. And we can always improve in those two things. Now, number 4 is going to be posting content. In today's day and age, having a habit of posting content every single day is one of the most valuable ways that we can improve. And keep in mind that, imagine if posting content was kind of like getting 1% better every day. 1% better, posting content every single day over the course of a year will make you 38% better over the course of a year. And so what does that translate to? That translates to an ROI paying you. Maybe not today. Maybe you won't see that 1% better today. Maybe you won't see a dramatic effect a month from now, but over the course of the year, you could be 40% better at your content. You could be 40% better at social media. And that is a huge jump from year to year. And so imagine over a 3-year period, you're 120% better than you were if you could just be consistent at that one thing. Now, I'm not going to get into what specific type of content you need to post, but you do need to begin to put yourself out there if you want a chance at even being noticed, or even, an opportunity for people to see you. Because in this day and age, you know, people are looking to social media to find out who you are, what you're about, and your social media profile and your account is going to tell them more than any business card or any website or anything else. So it's good that you are putting something out there every single day. And that is a huge habit to help you with growth. Now, number 5 is going to be productivity. So one of the productivity habits I do every single day is called a daily 6. A daily 6 is simply, you having 6 things that you need to get done every single day in order of importance, 1 through 6. Not only that, but as we order these, we do not move on from number 1 to number 2 until we've completely finished the one above it. So I can't skip from 1 to 3. I have to do 1, 2, and 3. Not only that, I'm measuring and tracking what I'm getting done on a day-to-day basis. And there's nothing that should take over 45 minutes. Otherwise, I need to split that up into 2 things. And so that productivity tool helps me keep my focus on what I need to work on that specific day. It keeps me, very productive in my business. And then at the end of the week, I can actually look at, hey, how productive was I throughout the week? And is this actually helping me get towards what I want? And so that productivity habit alone is one of the biggest game changers that I get to look at every single week. Next is time management. Now, time management is a habit. How do we make time management a habit? One of the ways that we can do this is break up our day into time blocks. So the first thing that I do is I have a time block of 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. every single day. In that period, I have different times blocked out where I work on specific things, whether it be a coaching call, sales call, business or meetings, and team meetings, and also client calls. Those are all blocked out into specific segments. I have my evening routine, morning routine. All of that's blocked out specifically for time management so that I have time to manage. So I'm in charge of my time, not someone else, or, being a victim of time. And so the good thing about this is it may not always be perfect, but it helps me be responsible and helps me prioritize my tasks throughout the day. And it really helps set me up for success, because I know a lot of business owners that their number one complaint is that they're just busy. Yet these same people are on social media, 3, 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, and they're just saying how busy they always are. So this is a great way to, manage your time, manage distractions, and have focused work that you're going to be working on every single day. The next piece, which is number 7, is going to be constantly learning. If you want to be successful at business, you're going to have to study business. You're going to have to learn the skills of marketing, of sales, of, fulfillment, of system, of leadership. There's so many things that you have to learn as a business owner. That's one side. The other side is maybe you need to improve your skill set as a practitioner, health professional, or a coach. So literally we look at 2, conflicting things. Number 1, I have to get better at my skill as a practitioner, health professional, coach. And that's all one side. The other side is I got to get better as a business owner. I got to get better as a businessman. Those are 2 different sides. Most people invest heavily into the skills of being a health professional, practitioner, or coach, and they invest very little money into being a business owner, and then they wonder why they're not successful. And so the more that we can equal these out and, invest in our skill set as a business owner, invest in things like, marketing, invest in things like understanding sales, understanding systems, understanding leadership, understanding all those things that makes me a well-rounded businessman, business leader. And it's, constantly learning. We can learn, through courses, we can learn through reading books, we can learn through, podcasts. There's so many different ways that we can improve and grow. But you're going to have to constantly learn and constantly grow if you want to stay ahead of the game. Um, the eighth one on this is we're going to talk about delegation. I can tell you this, that one of the most frustrating things that most business owners do is they have a team, they have employees, but they don't know how to delegate, they don't know how to automate, and they don't know how to eliminate tasks. And delegation is one of the hardest things for most business owners to do because it requires them as an owner to actually give up control of their business. And this is one of the hardest things for most business owners to do because they have to actually delegate and they have to actually train people to do what they want them to do. And most business owners have a really hard time with that because they believe they're the only ones that can do what they do. Yet it is the single most important thing. If you want to be able to grow a business, you have to learn the art of delegation. You have to learn how to do it because I've seen business owners who are elite at what they do, but they're terrible at delegation and they're stuck. And I've seen other people who may not be half as good as they are as a coach or, as a practitioner, but they're amazing at delegation. They're amazing at, automating. They're amazing at eliminating these tasks. And yet they're able to scale their company way well beyond someone else who may be more successful at the craft of what they're doing. So the art of delegation allows you to really focus on the one area that you really feel like you can make the most impact in your business. And it allows your team to actually help you and surround you with, people who can actually lift up your business and you can serve people at a higher level. The next thing is this is not really a business habit, but it is. It has a huge impact on everything that you do in your business. And so let's just say self-care, although I hate the name. We're just going to say self-care because that is a name that's really popular out there. So number 9 is self-care. Self-care is, taking care of yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, and relationally before you actually get into your day. And so this is one of the most important things that you can plan out, for 1 to 2 hours before you show up to work. You should be taking care of yourself. You should be investing time, energy, money, everything, resources into yourself, physically working out, mentally working on stories, mentally working on things that you can break through, relationally investing in the relationships, whether it be your kids, your spouse, or the people that matter most to you in your life. Spiritually investing into your spiritual practices, whether that be prayer, reading the Bible, journaling, all kinds of things, worshiping, all those things. And then obviously financially looking over your finances, looking over business opportunities where you can impact your finances at a high level. So having that hour to 2 hours of self-care, when you step into work, you show up as a better person. You tend to be less stressed and you're much more clear. And although all of these, things are going to be really important, they affect your bottom line. But what I've seen is that these are all habits that actually support you as a business owner. The next thing is going to be networking. Now, this is number 10, and I believe that this is kind of one of the most overlooked aspects of business. So making this a habit is that the value of your network is, a lot of times the value of your net worth. And so the bigger your network, the more opportunities, the more possibilities you have. Building relationships in your industry and your community are going to be so important. And one of the ways that you can begin to do this, if you have a brick and mortar business, is simply finding other business owners in your community whose businesses your business and their business has a similar type of client, being able to network with them, being able to interview them, find out what helped them create success. And that helps you build a bigger network in your community. Now, virtually, there's all kinds of ways we can network, whether it be podcasts, whether it be, just reaching out to people like, hey, I'd love to interview you and how you created success in this area. But the power of networking is so big. And, like I said, the power of networking is, growing your net worth. And oftentimes this is one of the ways that you can begin to be resourceful in who you network with. And this is one of the fastest ways that you can begin to grow your business, but also to grow in your habits. So this, wraps up the top 10 habits for business owners. These are the ones that really helped me achieve the success I've had both in a brick and mortar business and a virtual coaching business. These are ones that I look at every single day, and I'm going through these to make sure that I'm doing these every single day for my business to move forward. So I want to thank you guys for being on the podcast today. If you have any questions or want to reach out, Jesse@habitbasedlifestyle.com. Until next episode, have a great day.
You are tuning in to the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with your host, Jesse Ewell. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle. Let's go.